Welcome back to Hanging in the Hideout. I'm your host, Hollywood. This is a podcast for regular people, by regular people. By that, it means open for everybody. If you are returning, thank you so much for your loyalty. There's you a crappy salute. Sorry. This week in law enforcement, the least items that I found this week, we're going to go over is pretty interesting. We're going to go over an assortment of things. Number one is going to be Beaumont police officer tried to overtake a vehicle, and I don't know what the hell he was thinking, but now he has a brain bleed. Not saying it's his fault. Wait until you see the video. I thought, damn, until I saw the video, and I'm like, that ain't a hood you're scooting across there, bud. Then we're going to talk about lethal injections or executions for the states. Florida v. Texas. Texas, spoiler alert, you're falling behind slightly. And then we're going to talk about Fort Worth PD. Why? Because I ran across their website and I found some interesting stuff on there. I get curious, like why officers lose their jobs or what they've done. Incredible. And we're going to cover 3 officers on that whole situation. So, without further ado, let's get started. Without further ado, let's get started. 2 women arrested in connection with the Beaumont officer sustaining serious injuries in a bar parking lot. This individual, I'm not going to give out too many names or anything, but I will say this Beaumont officer responded to a disturbance at a bar, and when he arrived, he was attempting to detain an individual, and the suspect fled the scene in a vehicle, prompting the officer to try to stop the convertible by jumping into it. Or, I'm sorry, tried to get into it, landed on top of it, and then landed on the ground. This is great. Great video. Damn, I hope you make a full recovery, brother, because I don't know what the hell you were thinking. But he fell off and hit his head. Suspects, from my understanding, are in custody. She faces, some charges of intoxicated assault, evading detention, and both of them got serious bodily injury to a peace officer. Enhancement. Okay. Let's take a look at this video because it is something that's crazy. She's trotting up to her car. She gets in, starts driving off. An officer does an 80s hood style maneuver. That's what I would write in my report. 80s hood style maneuver, failed attempt. But he goes and he slides off the side of the driver's side rear, and flat out, it looks like he hits his head first. And dang, that's no bueno. Yeah, he like back and head. He's got a brain bleed, and I really hope he makes full recovery. We all do stupid things occasionally. I'm guessing he was going to try to land inside the vehicle and do what? I mean, that's worse than hanging out of the vehicle. I've seen officers grab or like half in the driver's window and stuff. But, I mean, what do you do if they go flying? You know she's drunk, and she goes flying down the road with you in the car with her. I mean, I guess you can do deadly conduct for you. Anyway, he got shipped over to Houston hospital in Houston where he is receiving treatment, but he's critical but stable at this point. So that's good. I hope he makes full recovery. I really do. I mean, a lot of people, trust me, if you, police officers, if he makes a full recovery, which I hope he does, they ain't gonna let him live that down. They're gonna make fun of that. Trust me. On to the next topic. Here's where, Texas is kind of slacking. Florida is about to break their 50-year record. They are currently on their 9th lethal injection, execution, however it is. Their lethal injection, I believe, according to a picture I saw here. So they're on their 9th, and they have 4 more scheduled, I think, or something like that. So they're going to break their record. I think it was 8 in 2014 was the record set. So this gentleman, fine, outstanding gentleman, David Pittman, 63, set to be executed on September 17th. And what do you know? What do you know? He was convicted in 1991, so we've been paying to feed him since 91. I say we. I'm not even in Florida, but you know what I'm saying. Citizens giving up their money to pay for people like this to have 3 meals a day. I don't think so. Just my opinion. After all, you've used all your appeals and everything, it's time to go. But since 1991, he was sentenced to death on 3 counts of first-degree murder and arson. So what he did was him and his wife at the time were in the process of divorce. And so what does he do? He goes to the wife's parents' house and stabs them to death, and also her younger sister. So we're talking like, I'm not sure. You get 3 people. Uno, dos, tres. See, I'm bilingual. 3 people, and I'm watching or hearing one of us get stabbed. I'm coming to your defense, right? But if you start stabbing me, and there's a third person, maybe they come into their defense. I don't know. It could be like that. Wasn't there. Didn't read the details. I just think, how crazy is it that one man is capable of stabbing 3 people? It just seems, I don't know, it seems a little wild. Like someone should run out of the house or something. But I don't know. I have no idea. It's crazy that knives are not made a big deal of like guns are. And yet here we are with 3 people killed with 1 knife. Anyway, this man is set to be killed. And what is he arguing? Anybody? Raise your hand. Leave it in comments below. He is arguing that, what is it? Oh, where the hell did it go? Oh, here it is. In 2022, the state Supreme Court denied Pittman's claim that he was intellectually disabled, as well as allegations that his death sentence was illegal because he had not received an evidentiary hearing on his disability claim. Are you kidding me? I mean, dude, that's what you're going to try to fight on? That you're mentally disabled, or not mentally, but intellectually, you're stupid? I'm dumb, Your Honor. That's why I stabbed him. That's why I could think to plan out this plan to go to their house and kill them so I would hurt my current wife or wife at the time worse. Come on, man. Come on. Damn, that's stupid. So enjoy. Look at this entrance to this. This is like a fair entrance. I almost think there'd be like, is that circus? That's circus. But who gives a damn? You know what I'm saying? That's like entertainment stuff there. Entrance. So, yeah, I had to look it up. And so far, as of August 2025, Florida has carried out 9 executions. Okay? What's Texas? We are sitting at a much lower number. Oh, we're at 4. My bad. 4 executions scheduled to be confirmed this year. So we have 0 currently, is what I'm gathering from that. Yeah. Never been to an execution, but I understand it's pretty wicked. Not sure if I ever want to go. I do cherish people, you know. All right, on to the next topic. So I was on Fort Worth's website, and I came across some of these things that I found interesting, and termination of officers. I'm always curious of what gets officers fired. And this was interesting to me. So this guy, Officer Kruger, like Freddy? No, Matthew. He was terminated for excessive force. Just sum this up. In December of 2024, he was terminated following an administrative investigation onto the incident that occurred in late June. On Sunday, June, whatever, we're not going to go into every detail, he responded to a hit-and-run accident collision in the 1000 block of Foch Street? How do you say that? Dude, what the hell? But oh well, translate it, or not translate it, articulate it, pronounce it however you wish. The incident involved a suspect intoxicated driver who crashed into another vehicle and a structure before fleeing the scene on foot. While officers were investigating, a woman approached him and used her cell phone to record their actions. Nosy. You have that right. If you're in public, by the way, anyone can record you. Just stay out of police business. Be at a distance. That's all we ask. Let's see what happens here. Officer Kruger asked and advised her multiple times to move across the street so they can secure the scene. When she failed to comply, she was placed under arrest. Well, during the arrest, Officer Kruger used force to take the woman into custody, resulting in injuries that required medical care at an area hospital. After being treated, the woman was released from the hospital, booked into jail, and charged with interference with public duties, resisting arrest or detention, evading arrest, and making a false report. Okay. Interesting. Fort Worth Police, major case. Oh, is it Fort Worth Police Major Case and Internal Affairs Unit? That's a mouthful. Began immediately and congruently investigating this incident. Officer Kruger was transferred from patrol unit to no public interaction, pending the outcome of this investigation. After a thorough review, of course it has to be thorough. It wouldn't be a good job without it. The Internal Affairs investigation, Officer Kruger's chain of command determined that the level of force used was unjustified and violated departmental policy. Police chief, who cares? We're not going to throw names. You can read it if you want. Concurred with the chain of command's determination and terminated Officer Kruger's employment with the department. I mean, if his chain of command said, and he's like, no, then kind of stick him in a muddy little spot. I don't know. I'm not sure if they're civil service or not in Fort Worth. Officer Kruger had been, it's got to be Kruger, I don't know, has been with the department for just under 8 years. That's no small fries. And assigned to the Patrol Bureau, Bureau of Patrol, at the time of the incident. So 8 years is not a real short time for being an officer, especially this day and age. Fort Worth Police Department is committed to excellence, blah, 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 blah. Aren't we all? I mean, we all want excellent officers. We don't want a bunch of douchebags. So he was terminated. I did find a video involving this. It's from KVUE TV, news, whatever it is. I'm not going to play the audio, but just watching it. Now, if you're not able to see this because you're on the audio version of this show, there's a parking lot, and you see some individuals, officers, and this female approaching the back side of these officers. Lisa, yeah, that's her. She's coming up. She's recording. She's probably, I mean, it looks like two parking spaces away, so maybe 25 feet and increasing. But she's sitting there recording. And I don't think she's too much interfering where she's at, but that's not good enough. She must be amateur news, maybe. She's kind of getting in the business now. Yeah, she's too close at this point. So she's kind of giving the, what's up? Like, why do I got to go away? Like, because you're not a cop, ma'am, and this is not your business. You can record from a distance. Let me see here now. So they get into it. He places her under arrest or tries to. She doesn't. Now, this is my opinion. Okay, folks. This is Monday night quarterbacking. Gotta love it, right? I got the football, and I'm about to throw it, okay? He grabs her by one hand. She spins. She looks like she's just doing the standard, I'm not gonna let you just handcuff me. So it looks like he takes her to the ground. She hits the ground pretty hard, like on her face. But I can't tell if that was his intention. I always picture excessive uses of force is pretty obvious. But it looks like he grabs her belt with one hand and her wrist with the other and kind of lifts her off her feet. So she has no control of her fall. So kind of you buy the responsibility at that point. But he didn't throw her down. She just fell. She cooperates after. I don't know. I don't see this evading and thing unless she was trying to pull away. I see the resisting maybe, but I don't see the evading. But she cooperates, it appears. Only one officer's having to deal with her. That's one clue. Although she may be in pain or something. I turn off the audio, so I don't know if she's yelling or not. So she's in custody. Other officers don't look panicked or anything around. Matter of fact, I see a lot of what I see around our department. You get those damn hands in the vest, and officer safety goes out the window. So, I'm going to trust the internal affairs. I can't make it from that one body cam video, but no one else is freaking out like she's resisting heavily. There are officers that kind of assist them-ish afterwards, but pretty much has control over. It is a concrete parking lot, so maybe that's the problem. If it was grass, he would still have his job. I don't know. It didn't look like he just flat out threw her down, though. I mean, I've seen people being tased on a concrete surface while full sprint, and it was cleared. So it seemed like that would be a slam on the ground. Not that the officer did it, but gravity. Anyway, I'm not going to judge. I just thought that was interesting that he lost his job for that. On to the next, shall we? Another officer loses his job. Oh, dang. Let's go on to the next one. Now, this one is a doozy. I tried to find video, and I found out later why I can't find video on it. Officer terminated following a shooting investigation. Now, this is wild. Grab your seats. A Fort Worth police officer was terminated following an investigation of a recent off-duty shooting. Man, now that's got to be interesting. Maybe they're breaking in his home? Nah, hell no. This fool, on September of 2024, South Division Patrol officers responded to a call for a hit and run on I-35, which is a crazy-ass highway in this area. Okay? It's like Death Wish Highway. Anyway, over there by Moonside Drive, a man was reported driving away from the location after hitting Officer Martin's vehicle. Officer Martin followed the driver, got out of his vehicle, and fired his gun at the man's vehicle. The driver was struck by the gunfire and was transported to the hospital for treatment, where he survived his injuries. Now, let's full stop right there. There was no suspect or whatever started backing up, no threats, nothing. It's like he pissed him off, and the officer, off-duty officer, couldn't keep his cool, and he retaliated with the gunfire. I mean, what the hell? So, okay. The major... Dude, Fort Worth, what are you doing with these names, man? The Major Case Unit. Dude, like that's a cool name, right? It's kind of like our God Squad. The Major Case Unit began an investigation of the incident. Officer Martin was placed on restrictive duty pending the outcome of the investigation. At least they don't just jump to conclusions, right? Thorough job. Good job, Fort Worth. Once the Major Case Unit's investigation was complete, well, hold on. We didn't have any internal affairs and all on this one? It was just Major Case Unit does this one? Anyway, It was complete. It was determined that probable cause exists for offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. An arrest warrant was prepared and signed by Judge Durr. And on Friday, September of 2024, Officer Martin was arrested for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and booked into Tarrant County Jail. That sucks, bro. But you kind of bought yourself that ticket. You can't be this stupid and get away with it. Officer Major's case has begun an investigation into the incident. Officer Major is placed under restrictive... Oh, God bless. I've just reread the same thing. You can't be that dumb. Following his arrest, Officer Martin was placed into a detached unit. Following his arrest, Officer Martin was placed on detached duty and the internal... Oh, you just got to keep reading. So, after his arrest, Officer Martin was placed on detached duty and internal affairs unit, because it's not, the major crimes unit or major case unit. It's a horrible name. Who came up with that? Began an administrative investigation. Let me tell you how this turns out. You've been arrested. There's PC for a warrant. If internal affairs, I haven't even read the rest of this, but if internal affairs says he's clean, ruh-roh. So, I don't know about you, but this doesn't smell right. Dang. After a thorough review, internal affairs investigation, Officer Martin's chain of command determined that the level of force used was unjustified. Yeah. And then same chief concurred with them and determined he would be terminated. Good job, Chief. Good job, everybody. That one was kind of cookie cutter, it sounded like. And I like the way they say this one. The Fort Worth Police Department is filled with officers that do the job right every day. That is true. Every department has that. I'm glad they recognize that. Officer Martin, this is kind of shocking. We have an 8-year officer. This one is 19 years to the support bureau at the time of the incident. I don't know what the support bureau is. We have support services or operations is what we call it. I wouldn't call it support services. Operations is ours. And, they get off the street. They may get a little rusty. Right, Dro? Anyway, so yeah, I could see how it might get a little bit but that's just poor judgment on anyone's count. That's you pissed me off and I'm going to try to take your life. What an idiot. Well, we have covered some negative on police officers, which I don't like doing, but it's reality. And now let's do something that I thought was very, very good. Again, Fort Worth PD. Thank you so much for making this available online so I could just read through it. There was a ton more. This is just in the last year or so. On May of 2024, officers of the Fort Worth Police Department, West Division, love the names, responded to a water emergency. Is that how he put it over the radio? 5330, I need you to be en route to a water emergency. Is that so you can grab your aqua mask? Anyway, water emergency regarding a 2-year-old boy that had drowned in a pool. That's sad. Been there, done that. That sucks. Not drowned in a pool. Or maybe that's what's wrong with me. But no, been to those calls. But this has a nice ending. Upon arrival, officers found the boy's mother performing CPR. Good job, Mom. Officer, I don't want to even try your name, Da Vinci, like Da Vinci, immediately took over chest compressions, while Sergeant Brady, probably saved the day, assisted with mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. Fort Worth Fire Department, they're here, yay, arrived within minutes and assisted with medical care along with MedStar, who transported the child to a local hospital. Investigators, at the call location, stuttered much, were informed by medical personnel that the child's prognosis was dire and little expectation of survival was expected through the night. A week later, let me not add too much time. A week later, in May of 2024, obviously since it was a week later, not a month later, the Fort Worth Police Department received miraculous news. The child who had drowned, named Rowdy, good name, had made a full recovery and was set to be released from the hospital. The West Division team was overjoyed to hear Rowdy's recovery. That is always good to hear. Police officers see enough negative. It is good to have a little positive. That's why I shared this story. Made me smile. So happy. Good job, Fort Worth. To celebrate the incredible outcome, Officer Da Vinci, that's what I call him now, Da Vinci, along with the entire second shift team who responded to the initial call, visited Rowdy and his family, took teddy bears to Rowdy and his siblings, and allowed the family to explore the police cars, even drive them. I'm joking. They didn't. I know I had you there for a second. They fostered a positive connection with the community. And let me guess you, that's what the departments care about. But good job, officers, seriously. And medical staff, and even the fire department. Jeez. But no, that's all good, man. That's good. That's all I have for you this week. We got a lot going on. I got no excuses. I cannot schedule people to come until probably a week or so from now. Got too much going on in life. Also going to do a studio change again. A studio. My major production, YouTube's video with my 13 views. We're going to do another little change in here, make it a little more comfortable, a little more laid back like I envisioned it the first time. It was just too close. And officers and couches make too many jokes. So I'm not going to have any couches in here. I'm going to have chairs. And it's going to be much more laid back, better environment. But honestly, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed these little sharing of these stories. I try to produce good material for you. It's been a little lacking. Won't always be. I am tired of apologizing. I will do better. Keep coming back. You're going to see a magnificent show develop, and you're going to be a part of it. My paddle wall. I don't even know what that means, but maybe that's what I'll call you. Till next time, watch each other 6. Even if you're a fireman, you're still great to me.